Hello friends, welcome to another episode of Killingly Public Library's craft videos. Today we're going to make a gnome ornament. Even if you don't celebrate Christmas and you don't want to put it on the tree, it would just look so cute hanging anywhere because gnomes are pretty, I don't know, they're kind of interesting. I like them, and I know a lot of you do too. So we're going to start today with some macrame cord. My cord just happens to be the 4mm cord, but use whatever you have at home. Maybe you don't have macrame cord. Maybe you could try some yarn, some white yarn if you have it. You'd have to use more than what I'm using, but give it a try and see if it works, right? So we're going to start with 2 6-inch pieces of the macrame cord, and I have also cut some yarn. My yarn happens to be burgundy. You want to use blue or yellow or whatever color you have, feel free to use it. I just wanted to go with the burgundy. If you didn't have yarn, you could use some embroidery floss. Anything really will work. And we're also going to cut some other size pieces of the macrame cord as well. You will also need 2 7-inch pieces and 2 8-inch pieces, and then you will also need more yarn as well. I did 30 inches, and then I did a whole yard and 36 inches, and then I did 2 yards, 72 inches. I didn't use any of the pieces, but it just gave me enough of what I needed to work with. Let's start. We've got our 2 6-inch pieces, and we are going to kind of have something like this when we're done. So I want maybe my yarn to start like right about here. So I'm going to start by taking the yarn and just kind of holding it down here and wrapping around the cord so that it secures my end. So I don't have to do a knot. I'm going to have the yarn hold it in place. And we're just going to keep wrapping and wrapping all the way this way till about here. So we're going to we want to leave a few inches on each end. I don't know, like, 2 or so inches. It really depends what your the look you want to have when you're done. So we're going to wrap this up, just a single wrap. You don't have to double do layers upon layers of the yarn, but we're just going to wrap like so and keep wrapping. And if you find that you have some gaps, you can move it. It does shift a little. You can just push it with your fingers and keep wrapping. Okay, something like so. Okay, it's going to be something like so. So if that is enough for you, that is good, and that's where I'm going to stop for me. Now this is the tricky part, tying it off so it doesn't unravel at the end where it's not kind of tucked under. So what I did was I made a loop, just a loop here, and I held it down with my thumb, okay, and then I twisted it once and twice, and then I pulled my macrame cord through the loop. Okay, now the loop is on top of the cord is underneath. I twisted it again and I pushed the macrame cord back up. So let's see, I'll do that one more time because I know the video I seem to have my camera not set up great today. I apologize. So here we go. I've got a loop, and I'm going to hold it down with my thumb. I'm going to twist the yarn almost like if you were making like a figure eight, I guess, but there's no other eight. Oops, I let go of it. So I'm going to twist it once, twist it twice, pull the cord up through the hole of the loop, right through the center of the loop. And now while it's on the other side here, I'm going to twist it again, and I'm going to push the ends back through the loop. Okay, and now you can take the piece you were holding here and pull, and it's just going to cinch it up. Okay, and then you can, forgot my scissors, then you can snip it. I would give it a little bit of not a ton of excess, but a little bit of excess. When I snip too close, it just kind of unravels and lets go. But you know, give it a little bit of a tail. It doesn't have to have much of a tail, just a wee bit. And then when you're gluing, it should be fine to you know, not unravel on you. So we're gonna actually, while we've got the glue, I'm just gonna put a little glue kind of where I made the knot, you know, twisted it and whatnot. Just, it kind of will help it from unraveling, because now I've dabbed a little glue in that little, you know, where I've tugged. Okay, and you'll never see it. So now we're going to do the same with the 7-inch and the 8-inch. However, for the 8-inch piece, which I cheated and I've already done the 7 and the 8, when we do the 8-inch piece, we're going to wrap almost all the way to the end. And if you need to trim it after, you know, maybe you can't go as far as I did because I've already trimmed it. You know, there was a little bit excess, maybe another 1/4 of an inch or 1/2 inch, and I trimmed it up. We don't need to see that. And now see, I haven't glued this because I only just plugged in the glue gun for the video, and it's holding, it's fine. But when you decide to wrap your 7-inch and your 8-inch pieces, you're going to take and have it, you know, line it up. So this is what we're doing. We're wrapping this around the outside of the 6-inch piece, which, let me grab my other 6-inch piece because I've already lined them up. So you're going to start wrapping your 7-inch piece so that they're kind of lined up and end where they you know, this part lines up. I'm not sure I explained it well. You want the color that you use, whether it's maroon, blue, whatever, you want the wrapped ends to line up pretty good. I mean, we're going to cover them with a little bit of white trim, so they don't have to be perfect, but you know, you don't want one to be way down here, for instance, way down here, and you know, you just want it to line up a little bit. And the same for this, we're going to line it up with the other burgundy on this side, but this end isn't going to line up. It's because this is going to be a little, like a little tail on a ski cap. So now you want to glue your pieces together, and you could also sew if you know, if that's something that you're interested in doing. The hot glue gun is fast and works pretty good, so that's what I'm doing. So I'm just going to put a little glue inside here and push this together to kind of hold it. Now I'm going to do the same with this one. I'm going to bring it around and glue it to the one that I just glued together. And honestly, you don't really need a ton. I'm going to kind of just dab some glue at the points there, the bottom, the middle, and the other bottom. Kind of like so. And the final one, I'm going to start again lining them up so that the burgundy yarn is all lined together, and just kind of bring it around. Again, I'll just dab a little glue here, here, and here to just hold it in place slightly. It doesn't need a ton. So I dabbed there. I'm gonna dab here in the middle. I'm gonna try to be better about it and not get so much glue around it. If you don't want to put any glue there, that would be fine. I think there's enough holding it together, but I'm gonna do it. And hopefully you're a little neater than I've been. I've been very messy with this, very messy. Okay, and I'm gonna dab a little bit down here as well. And I don't care if it's so messy along the very ends, because it's going to be hidden by my trim. All right, this is all glued together now. I want to add my hat trim. So what I'm using, and you can use whatever you like, maybe you have some extra macrame cord, you could wrap that around as your hat trim. You could also let's see, I use some fake fur, you know, that sort of thing. I'm being, you know, like I always am, using things from the recycling. This is just some insulation that came with some stuff that I had ordered, and it comes with the plastic over it. I peeled the plastic off, and you're left with like, it's kind of like batting. That's what it reminds me of, but it was free. I didn't have to pay for it. So I'm just going to cut a little bit to glue on to my hat. Now I am just going to glue it on like so, but if you were wrapping with your, you know, if you wanted to use some extra macrame cord, for instance, and wrap that around, you would probably want to have this little tail piece here not glued down quite to here, because you would want to be able to wrap underneath here. And I probably should have thought of that before I glued mine down so close to the bottom, but I think because I'm using this stuff, it will be okay. But I do need to trim this down some. It's a little thicker than I would like. So, okay, I have two pieces that seem about the same size. I did pull off some of the thickness. It's, as you can see, it's not as thick as the original, but if you want yours big and puffy and thicker, then go ahead with big and puffy and thicker. You need to do what works for you. I'm just going to run a little bead of glue on here and glue it down. All right, now you can see I've got my trim on my hat. It's not perfect, but you know, it's good enough, right? I mean, I'm not trying to win any awards here. Okay, so also I have, well, let's see, let's do this first. Before we continue with any more embellishments, let's untwist the fibers on the macrame cord here to give him a nice beard. We'll just untwist all of these there's more than one strand here. It looks like about 4 strands. There, I have untwisted all of my fibers. So it kind of makes it look more beard-like. Now I'm going to take it another step further, and I'm going to see what happens when I comb it with a comb that I bought just for crafting purposes. And I'm just going to comb. Maybe you like it just like this, and that's fine. Stop there. I'm going to comb it out and see how different that might make it look. So there's my beard all combed out. Now I want to take the scissors and kind of trim it to shape it up a little. And you know, you shape it however you like your beard shaped. Maybe you just want to cut it straight across. Maybe you want to angle it a little bit. There, and once you're satisfied with your beard, you can add on the final embellishments. I have a little ball for a nose, a little wooden ball. Look at your finished project here and see which side maybe has better looks, because you don't want to put the nose on and have it be a real glued up nasty side like my back is. My back side's kind of pretty messy looking, but I'm just gonna put the bead on, and you could use other things. If you had the macrame cord, you could maybe make a knot and glue that on, you know, make a pretty good sized knot and glue that on, and work without having the wooden bead. I just like using the wooden beads. They're fun. There, so there's my wooden bead on my gnome. And my last thing is I have a little white pom-pom I'm going to put on here. Now my end is sticking out where I cinched it up. So I'm just going to bring that down and add that into the glue as well. And then kind of just smush this white trim here, the white cording, kind of smush it down so it's kind of flat, and I'll glue the pom-pom right in there. There, he is all set. He's got his little pom-pom glued on. If you want to fiddle with this, you know, however you want it, I'm just leaving mine kind of down low. I have an ornament hook here that I'm just going to stick in between the the cording to hang him on anything that I decide to hang him on. Whether it be a Christmas tree, a wreath, a doorknob, you know, and anything, my filing cabinet here in my office, anything. And if you don't have an ornament hook, you could certainly thread some extra yarn, or like a really fine thread, like the silver or gold thread, something like that. You could use a needle and the thread, just kind of poke it through and make a little loop to hang it. But this is what I'm going to use. And so actually considering maybe when you put the glue on, don't glue right in the middle on the top piece, because I can't fit my hook right through the middle, because that's where the glue went. So it's kind of off to the side a little, making him not quite straight. And if you don't care that he hangs a little silly, then it doesn't matter. I know, I'm sorry about that. I feel like it wasn't my best video today. I guess we all have those days. But I do like the gnome himself. I think he's really cute, and I hope that you enjoy trying to recreate something similar. And I would love to see your finished projects. Please share them with me at info@killinglypl.org. And thanks so much for stopping in, and I'll catch you in another one of our craft videos. Have a great day.